Hey, aloha, and welcome. Do that for effect. This is Uncle Richie coming at you live every single day. The Spirit of Sports show brought to you by notpods.com. Coming soon. As I always say, I do own it. And YouTube channel at notpods. Big day. This is Saturday, September 23rd, week 3 eve. Every Saturday is Christmas Eve in the NFL season. Every Sunday is Christmas. It's so beautiful. They're so nice to give me the day off. I'm working on having every day off except for this. I'll be able to put a whole lot more into this once I start asking you for a mere 51 cents a month. But that's down the road. For now, you get all of this free. Set up in my new digs, small kind of little studio in the spare room. Working on some more stuff. I got my tape, got my drawers. Go Beavs. Got the World of Golf map with all kind different golf courses all over the world. I'm watching Ineptitude in Oxford, Mississippi, 7-6 at half. Bama hasn't looked like this since what was 07 or what 014? Whatever was Saban's first year. 7-6. So got that on the phone. We'll check some scores later. This is Saturday, September 23rd, the Spirit of Sports at Not Pods. This looks like a podcast, but this is live internet radio streaming. This is not a podcast in my mind. As I get bigger and as I get more popular, I might take the streaming away and make it true live internet radio. That's what I'm going for, though. Not just your average podcast. I'm out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I'm going to be calling out the NFL. I'm going to be calling out the so-called pros, prognosticators. I got a little clip. Field Yates bragging about, hey, we don't have to be right. There's nobody calling our receipts. And it made me think, that's why I'm here. Uncle Richie. You're going to have to answer to somebody at some point. You got to show people listen to you. People might take your advice. Even though you talk about like 10 guys in an hour, they're even worse. Fantasy Live, NFL, Fantasy Live crew, they're getting better. I think they talked about almost 60 guys last night or Friday. Fantasy Focus, bro. Daniel Squirrel. What? You guys talk about 10 guys. You talk about last week for half the show. Mention 10 guys and call it good. Makes no sense. Be better, people. That's another segment coming. The Be Better segment. We're going to do a game-by-game breakdown today. This is Saturday. Week 3 eve of the NFL, where the hype is huge and it always lives up. Going to talk some NCAA football, go over some scores. My worst nightmare coming true in Eugene. Kind of had a bad feeling about it. Didn't think it'd be this bad. 35-0 at half. I just hate those bastards. Blood money, cheating, Uncle Phil bull crap. How do you own a college program? 29,000 different uniforms, $3,000 helmets. Go in your locker room, it's the exact same brightness. So your eyes, our poor eyes don't have to get used to the different, correct, whatever, bro. It is crap. Your day's coming. Comeuppance is coming. Can't have bad karma. Willie Lyles. So that's no good. That's my prime minute. I'm high on him. I love him. Offensive line's just not good. And when you bring in 86 brand new guys and you struggled against what you thought was inferior competition last 3 weeks. I said yesterday, let's just pump the brakes a little bit. Shedeur Sanders as a top 10 pick. See what happens these next 3 weeks. The O-line is bad. But, you got to scheme for a bad O-line. Get rid of the ball quick. Get on the ball, set hut, pound them, run the clock a little bit. I don't know. There's got to be a better way. If you know your line is not good, don't just be dropping back 3, 5, 7-step drops and expecting to get rid of the ball. Route concepts, blocking schemes, there's a better way. Be smart. Be better, people. It's freaking irritating. I'll tell you what, though, the NCAA portal is the best thing that ever happened to college football. Because these guys that would just go sit on the bench in Alabama and Georgia, be third-string quarterback for 2-3 years, and maybe start 1 year. They're going to schools that want to play and want to start them. They can make a little bit of money, NIL. I'm loving the parity. I think it's helping out the Pac-12. Too bad it's our last season. Talk about terrible timing. Talk about irony. Probably the first time ever we might be the best conference in the nation. And it's our last year of the conference, Pac-12. Not going out without a fight, Pac-12. So Bama gets a touchdown called back. Sloppy play on a holding call. They kick a field goal. 9-7. Oh, it's not in Oxford. I'm sorry. It's in Tuscaloosa. Bryant-Denny Stadium. I'll be there one day with my phone live. Game changer. I'm going to be on the mainland from October 5th to the 18th. I will be doing my shows live on my phone. Game changer. I'll be interviewing you and you and you and you. You, anyone who wants to be live with Uncle Richie at Not Pods, the Spirit of Sports. My flagship show coming at you live every single day from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, Hawaii. I will not tell you exactly where. If you know, you know. You will know soon enough. I don't give out my exact location. It's a sacred spot. But I will tell you where the palm trees sway and where I just want to wear slippers all day. I don't want to wear shoes. I don't want to have to be at work at 2:30 today. I'm going to get to see first half of the Beaver game. That saddens me. 4 nights a week, doing well, supporting the family, but this could be so much better right here. I'll be asking for your help. This is a slow process. It's been October 10th about is when I started doing every day. This is September 23rd, so that's 30, 40 some days. Just keep hanging with me. We'll cruise together, Hawaiian time. I love you. Let's get into it. NCAA portal, best thing that's happened to college football for parity. And as long as it stays that way, I don't see it changing. Look how bad Bama is struggling for the first time in over a decade, I would say. NCAA scoreboard, little update. Let me get to that. As I get to that, I'll tell you, this part of the program is brought to you by Tillamook, Oregon. Have a look, read a book. Tillamook. Got to start with those again. Top 25 scores earlier in the day. Finals, Oklahoma 20 at Cincinnati, 20-6. Oklahoma victorious. Florida State stays unbeaten, 31-24. A barn burner overtime win at Clemson, 2-2. Clemson's 0-2 in the ACC for the first time since 2010. And Michigan takes care of Rutgers, 31-7. I think Harbaugh's back, possibly, from his team-imposed 3-game suspension. Games going live. These are the ones I hate to see. Why is Tennessee ever playing UTSA? University of Tennessee, San Antonio. Why? Just give them $500,000 and play Kentucky or play, Toledo. No, not even Toledo. Play somebody. Play Washington in this, somebody that has a bye in the Big Ten. play Wisconsin. Duke, 27-0 over UConn. Number 11, Utah, 14-0 over 22 UCLA. Just kicked off the third quarter. Bama just kicked a field goal as number 13, Alabama, 9 at home against Mississippi, 9-7, 15th ranked Mississippi. The Oregon FUCKs, 35-0, butt whipping on Coach Prime. I didn't see this coming. I was nervous about it. Can't stand it. They're outmatched physically. It's hard to bring in 83 new guys. Catch 22 Prime. I ain't hard to find. Give me the best position player, best player at each and every position. Catch 22 and dominate. I ain't hard to find. Who wouldn't want to play for that guy? My friend just said he should run for president. Don't know how politics works, but might not be a bad idea. And finally, the final top 25 game, Miami, number 20, 24-7 at Temple at the half. Got about 10 games this afternoon. Beavers at Wazoo, between two top 25 ranked teams. Oregon State, 2.5-point favorite. Wazoo scares me. They're averaging 48 points and almost 400 yards passing. Arkansas at LSU. Charlotte at 25, Florida. UAB at number 1, Georgia. Why? I guess UAB, I don't know. Number 3, Texas at Baylor. Number 24, Iowa at number 7, Penn State. Game of the day, many believe. Number 6, Ohio State at number 9, Notre Dame. Touchdown Jesus. Number 17, North Carolina takes on Pittsburgh later. Number 5, USC at Arizona State. And Cal at number 8, Washington. 8 teams from the Pac-12 in the top 25. Wow. 32%. I'm going to get back to, I think I'm going to keep on the Ole Miss game. Ole Miss at Bama, because I can't watch any more in Eugene. That crap is ugly. Hate to admit they just look scary, bro. Fake punt, going for 2, run the ball up and down the field, can't tackle them. It's just, we'll see how we look today. Go Beavs, but a little bit nervous today as I come to you live. It's just before high noon today. I'm coming a little early because I got to work. I got some stuff to do. Let's get into the NFL. Let's go hard in the NFL. Got my survivor pool, 2 of them. Got Seattle in one and Dallas in the other. $100, $25,000 payout pool. I'm going Seattle. My boy's going KC. Actually, I went KC in my $25 pool, which is worth $8,000. So let's keep that going. There's like 39 Jacksonville Jags, 32 people took San Fran, moved on. 38 KCs, maybe 15 or 20 Baltimore's, and a smattering of Seattle's. So go Colts. Would love to see the Colts knock off Baltimore. Be beautiful. How about Lamar throw for 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, and lose? That would help. Let's get into it. I'm going to go through every game. I'm going to talk about the home teams so far. Home teams are not looking good. I'm going to do their record versus the spread and straight up. First of all, these are notes. These are what I do every day. This is me working hard to help you. Try to get some good content. Try to win some gambling. Maybe help you in your gambling. A little fantasy football. I'm not going to give too much advice. I'm a 500 guy. I only won money in 2 out of 7 leagues last year. So I'm not saying I'm a pro. I have some bad decisions, but I don't have a show that tells you what to do and only get 34% right. which is right where the Fantasy Live crew is on NFL Network. So if you're watching them, I'm not sure I would follow that advice too closely. If you wonder why you're in the bottom part of your league, you're listening to the Fantasy Live crew, 34% through 2 weeks on their predictions. Let's get into it. Tennessee at Cleveland. Cleveland, 3-point favorite, 39.5 over. I'm going to go through who I think has a better QB, running backs, and receivers. Then we'll do some injury reports. I'm going to push on the QB. I want to say it's Deshaun Watson, but I haven't seen it in about 2.5, 3 years. Not great last year, not great the first 2 years. Tannehill, he has the Mariota wet nerf effect, but gets the job done. So I'm pushing on the quarterbacks. Running back edge, I go to Tennessee, especially with Chubb out. Sad. Receiving core, D-Hop is questionable, by the way. Chubb out. Receiving core, I'll go Cleveland just by a smidge. Cleveland with a second-ranked O-line. Tennessee with a dead last-ranked O-line. And I think I did take Tennessee, though. Yep. Taking Tennessee plus the points. Moving on, Atlanta at Detroit. Going to give the QB nod to Detroit. Goff. Running back nod goes to Atlanta. Not sure what you're doing with Jahmyr Gibbs. Maybe is this the breakout? I think I got to start him. Could be on my bench. Receiving crew, I'll give to just a smidge to Detroit. Detroit's -3. Over under 46. Atlanta has a 5th rated O-line and Detroit the 3rd rated O-line. David Montgomery out. Jahmyr Gibbs, anyone? Josh Reynolds and Amon-Ra, Sun God St. Brown are doubtful. So that's why I'm still taking Detroit -3 at home. Saints at Green Bay. I'm going to push the quarterbacks. Jury's still out on Love. Carr could be better. Give Green Bay the nod at running backs. New Orleans the nod at receivers. New Orleans, the 15th ranked offensive line. Green Bay, 9th ranked. Green Bay, -1. 42.5 over under. Jamal Williams out. Aaron Jones got moved up to questionable. Ooh, Bama scores. All right. Going to be 16-7. So I had New Orleans at +2 when I took them. Denver at Miami. QB, Miami. Running backs. I will push them. Javonte Williams. I'm not giving up on that guy. Receiving core, Miami. Even though Waddle out. Ahmed doubtful. So a little bit of injury bug hitting the Dolphins. Denver with the 10th ranked offensive line, Miami 26. So got to keep Tua upright, boys. 26 ranked O-line. They do move the pocket a lot. They are keeping him out of trouble. Miami -6.5, over under 48. I went Miami. I'm going to stay off the over and unders for now. But I was like 5-11 last week. So let's just stay away from over under for now. Chargers at Minnesota. Minnesota -1, over under 54.5. I'm going to push the quarterbacks. Cousins having a really good season. Herbert seems like it's always could be better. Glimpses. It's coaching, bro. Running back room, even with Eckler out, I think I got to push that. Then receiving core, Minnesota by a smidge. Eckler out. Joey Bosa questionable. So that's tough for their D. Chargers with a 13th ranked offensive line, Minnesota with a 12th ranked, so even right there. I had Chargers at pick 'em. They're -1 now. Moving on, the Jets -2.5, or New England -2.5 at the New York Jets. Star of this game. There's 2 or 3 star games that are huge. This is one of them. New England 0-2 for the first time since what? Tom Brady's year that he came off the bench, 0-1. Jets 1-1. This is a Zach Wilson game where you can continue your career or we got to go get a new guy. You come out and throw a pick six in the first quarter. You go down 21-7 and lose badly with 140 yards and 3 interceptions. It's done. You come out, manage the game, throw a pick, maybe go deep, or throw a touchdown, go deep, take care of the ball. Win or lose, if the game is close and you don't turn the ball over, Zach Wilson, you'll be okay. Couple turnovers and get blown out, you gotta go elsewhere. So pivotal game in Zach Wilson's career right now. Pivotal game in Belichick's career, possibly too. Want to say it or not, there's got to be some heat under that seat in Foxborough. It's been not good his whole career without Brady. Before Brady went out, he did pretty good, didn't make the playoffs with an 11-5 record. The only year he didn't have Brady while Brady was playing. Post Brady, hasn't won a playoff game. So I'm going to go hot seat there. I'll give the nod at quarterback to New England. Jets running game and Jets receivers, because New England has no big play threats. No injuries to speak of. New England with a 22nd ranked O-line. Jets with a 14th. Even that patchwork, a couple guys are questionable in that line. I think that'll drop. Moving on, Buffalo -6 at Washington. Over under 43. Give the QB nod definitely to Buffalo. He's got a couple more good games before he goes off the tracks again. It's like clockwork. Josh Allen have a crappy game, run too much, take too many hits, throw too many picks, turn the ball over, lose, settle down, bring him back. 2, 3, 4 great games. And look for week 6, 7. I'm saying it here. Week 6, 7-ish. 2, 3 picks, turn the ball over in the red zone, lose. That's my call. So 17-7 Bama now. 7-6. Yep, went for 2. Stuff them on the return. Let's go Houston at Jacksonville. Big game for Survivor. I know a lot of people are taking Jacksonville. 8-point favorites in Jacksonville, 44.5 over. Houston, all of a sudden, Houston's throw the ball all over the field with a rookie quarterback. Just, you got Dameon Pierce. He's a battering ram. Would you just give him a chance and get on the ball and say, set hut? Set hut. Set hut. Offensive lineman, 3-point stance, sprinter stance, blowing off the ball. That's what Colorado should do in the second half. You might have to punt a couple times, but when you're blowing off the ball and knocking them on their ass, even if you're smaller and less athletic, it's a way to alleviate some of the pressure. It's just irritating. So Jacksonville, definitely, maybe not. I'm giving them the nod at quarterback. Running back room, giving them the nod as well. Pretty even on the receivers. Tank Dell and Nico Collins stepping it up. Houston with the 16th ranked offensive line. Jacksonville, the 28th ranked offensive line this year. Zay Jones out for Jacksonville. Where'd I go? I took Buffalo. I took Houston. I had them at +10. It went down to -8. Moving on. Indy at Baltimore, another huge game for survivor pools across the country. A lot of people taking Baltimore. Don't sleep on Indy. Is AR5. Anthony's out. Anthony Richardson out. Concussion protocol. Took himself out of the game last week. That's woozy. OBJ, Justice Hill doubtful for Baltimore. Gives more room for Zay Flowers. Baltimore -7.5 at home. Over under 44. Give the QB to Baltimore over Minshew, Lamar. Running back room, I don't know. Pretty even. No Dobbins, Gus the Bus. We need Gus the Bus. Receiving core, I'll give it slightly to Baltimore. 7th best offensive line in Baltimore, 11th best in Indy. I already told you about the injuries. I'll take Indy at +8. That was my pick. Carolina at Seattle. Seattle -5.5. Over under 42. QB, running back, receiver room. I'll go to Seattle. I do have Seattle in my big survivor pool. Was it Stephen A? One of the pundits said, I was a little more nervous seeing Dalton. Can that guy possibly give you a better chance to beat Seattle? Oh man, don't say that. Don't say that, man. Carolina 23rd ranked O-line. Seattle with the 25th ranked O-line. Bryce Young out. Ankle. Do you think that if it was like the playoffs or if they were 2-0, would he be going? Is it just, you know what? You'd be getting beat up. Take a game or two break. We're not going anywhere this year. We're not looking great. Offensive line's not great. 20th ranked or 23rd ranked. So your bottom third offensive line, maybe just take a couple of weeks off. That's how it feels to me. I went Seattle -5.5. Chicago at KC, huge game for Chicago. After all the scuttlebutt and the riffraff and what's going on, Hallis Way, Chicago. Justin Fields getting overcoached. Can't overthinking it. Needs to run more. Why isn't he running more? Defense is terrible. Offensive line is 20th ranked. KC, QB, running back. Pacheco questionable with Kadarius Toney. So the running backs, I'll push the running back. Khalil Herbert, got to get him the ball. Rashawn Johnson, receiving core to KC, barely. They don't have a whole lot. They have the 6th best O-line. Chicago's ranked 20th O-line. I actually had them. I'm going with the underdog on the road, 12.5. It's at 13 today. I had them at 12.5 when I did my picks. Take Chicago. And I don't know why. I'm just taking Chicago. Come on, feel the noise. Dallas at Arizona. Dallas -13. Arizona's looked better than anybody would have thought. Joshua Dobbs comes in a week and plays pretty solid. Blew that big lead to the Giants. Not sure how that's going to hold up in the long run. Giants -13, 43 over/under. I'm going to give the Giants a sweep in the quarterback, running back, and receiving core. And the offensive line, 4th ranked O-line in Dallas. 2nd to worst in Zona. Stephon Diggs out. Brutal, crucial injury. Non-contact drill on Thursday. So that's sad. But Dallas -13. I had them at 12, and I took Zona +12. Home dog. We're going to talk about that next. Home field disadvantage so far in the NFL this year. We'll talk about that shortly. Let's go to Sunday night, Pittsburgh at the Vegas Raiders. Vegas giving 2.5. That's one of my 4-pack that I do every week. I'm 5-2-1 on my 4-packs. Collins blazing 5, 0-9-1. Nick Wright does 3. He's 1-4-1. So I'm holding my own against the pros. And Nick Wright has a big old goose egg. 20-0, never a doubt, guaranteed. Look at the banner. 20-0, never a doubt, guaranteed. Look at the banner. I'm Nick Wright. Always an excuse. Well, they're just playing. They're toying with their food, and they're gonna. They might not look great till week 5. Always an excuse, Nick Wright. Just put out these outlandish predictions, and doesn't really matter. I'm gonna be on you a little more. I have your season-long predictions. Some of them we'll see. We'll see. I don't think you believe some of the stuff you say, Nick, right? Anyway, Pittsburgh at Vegas. I'm going Pittsburgh plus 2.5. That offense is better than it looks. They're gonna get better. Pickett is gonna be better. I truly believe. I give the quarterback to Jimmy G by a hair. Running back room, Josh Jacobs by a hair. I think he's out for Bear. That could be an issue. Because what? The run D for Pittsburgh is second to last this year. So watch out for Josh Jacobs. Receiving core, I'm going to give him a push. No injury report yet. I believe Devontae Adams is questionable. I believe so. So I'll push the receiving room. 29th ranked O-line in Vegas, 18th ranked in Pittsburgh. Give me the Steelers plus 2.5. One of my 4-packs. I'm going to talk about those in a minute as well. Monday night doubleheader again. I kind of like it, except I work on Monday nights, which sucks. Not till like the second half of the second game, though. So that's cool. Philly at Tampa is the early game. Philly -5 at Tampa, 46 over under. QB room, I'm giving it to Hurts. I think this might be the breakout week. I'm not sure I still buy Tampa. I hear a lot of whispers and maybe even a lot of chatter about Baker upsetting Philly. I don't see it. I'm taking Philly in the 5. Give the 5 on the road at Tampa Monday night. They got the better QB room. I'll give them the running back room. Do you stick with Swift? Gainwell might be back, but when you give a guy 28 carries the week before, I'm going to give them the receiving room's got to be a split. Quez Watkins out. I thought Smith popped up on the injury report earlier in the week, but he's not there now. So we'll push the receiver room. Philly with the number 1 O-line in football. Tampa Bay the 27th. So big advantage there. I'm going Philly. And our final game of the week. Week 3 in the NFL, the National Football League. Dun, 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 dun. Rams at Cincinnati. Cincinnati 2.5. That line went up. I had the Rams 1.5. I like the Rams. Very questionable, Joe Burrow. And even if he plays, questionable / effectiveness. Because you can see he couldn't set, he couldn't throw. He's having issues. QB room. If it's Burrow, I'm giving it even. Stafford has 2 games with 300 yards. Running back room, give it to Cincy. Kieran Williams. I don't know, Mixon. Could be a bust out. Could be a dud. I'm not sure what to make of Joe Mixon. You know, and I'm gonna push it on the wide receiver room as well. The 2 newer guys, Puka and Tutu. The Misadventures of Puka and Tutu. Sounds like a Hawaiian kid story. They were always getting in trouble, Puka and Tutu. Surfing, playing around in the waves, hiking in the jungle, hunting pig. Tutu and Puka. Always stay humbug. You know, I took the Rams at plus 1.5. Now it's at 2.5. Burrow questionable. Rams with the 24th ranked offensive line. Cincy with the 8th. And that'll do it for my Saturday week 3 wrap up. These are your notes. Check it out. These are your defensive and offensive line rankings. Check it out. I do this every week. If you ever need to know. I'm going to put up my phone number and we'll do call-ins on the show. If you need to know, like, what's Dallas's run defense ranked? Oh, Dallas's run defense is ranked 9th. We got Fantasy Live. You know, I'm pretty stoked. They talked about 51 players last night. Look what they did on Wednesday. 34. This is an hour show. They talk about 34 guys, and I'm going to tell you how they did on every single one of them. See these check marks? Those are minuses. If they turn to pluses, they do, but about 65% of them just stay minus. Means you gave us wrong advice. Adam Rank, Mike Florio, Cynthia Freeland. Stop giving us wrong advice. I got Seattle and Buffalo. Survivor pool. This is how you win a survivor pool. Hopefully, we'll see. I feel like the offensive coordinator. Blue Jet, Red 32, X4 on 2. You know, there used to be this thing called home field advantage. This was my homework last night. Home field advantage. Let's take a look. Week 1. Home team straight up was 6-10 just to win the game. 6 wins, 10 losses. Against a spread 4-12. The home team in week 1. It's kind of weird. I used to think NFL was a huge home field advantage with the noise and the false starts and the noise and getting the plays in and calling the plays at the line of scrimmage and changing plays. Apparently, I'd like to look. Maybe I should look into last year home records. But this year, 6-10 in week 1, 4-12 against the spread. There were, I hear the Sharps kind of like home dogs, home underdogs. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home dogs. They went 1-4. Indy got 3.5, lost to Jacksonville. Pittsburgh got a point, lost by 23 to San Fran. New England got 3.5, lost by 5 to Philly. These are home dogs. New York Giants got 39. Oh, I mean 3. They could have got 39, lost 40-0. And the one winner was the Jets. They were getting 2.5, and they beat the Bills outright. Week 2, home team straight up 7-9 versus a spread 6-6 and 4 pushes. So the home teams are well under 500, probably under 400 through 2 weeks. Did have a home team win last night. And I can't imagine it staying the same. I would imagine it would be flipped, but 7-9 straight up, 6-6 and 4 against a spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home dogs. Home dogs went 2, 2, and 2. Jacksonville was getting 3. KC covered. Rams getting 7. Pushed that one. Zona beat the spread. They were getting 5 points. Lost by 3. New England getting 1.5, lost by 7. Lose that one. Carolina getting 3, push. And Pittsburgh, 2-point underdogs, win outright. So 2, 2, and 2, the home dogs. And that's my home field advantage look. As I said, we will be seeing how all the NFL crew does. You know, Fantasy Focus. I'm trying to keep track of them as well, but they don't talk about anybody. They'll talk about the upcoming Thursday night game. They'll talk about, or for Friday, they just talk for 20 minutes about the Thursday game. I don't really need to know a whole lot about what happened. I need to know what you guys think I should put in. But I got to tell you, this is a good little, I have a nice, this is Field Yates. And this is Uncle Richie. You're going to have someone to answer to. Here's, okay, too much dead air. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Dead air there. But look at it.
Media, right? Is that like in the world we live in, and check this out, like when you predict something and then it comes true, you go remind everybody about how you predicted it was true.
Yes.
Then when you predict something, you just move on to the next take. That's how it works in today's world. Just receipts do not exist unless they are receipts that make you look good. So yes, Amon-Ra's going to play on Sunday unless he doesn't. But he's going to play.
Yeah.
Play well.
Mike's good.
That's just the way it works in today's media. You can just spew crap out your ass. And if you get it right, you go back to it. But if you get it wrong, it's gone. No more. I'm holding, you know what? And I'm going to start pounding on this too. This, it's going to be Uncle Richie getting a little bit frustrated and maybe even a little bit angry on this. You guys keep going 35%. Fantasy Focus Crew, I'm going to watch next week. And even if you only give me 30 guys to talk about, or 30 predictions, in 3 hours worth of shows, 10, like, talk about one guy every 5 minutes, we're going to see how you do. And it's not true because I am the media. I'm taking over the media, doing my best. I'll be here every single day. And I'm going to call you out. Field Yates, Mike Clay, and Squirrel. And where the hell I saw, what's his name? Used to be ESPN. Come on. He has a happy hour show on CW or something now. Yeah. Matthew Berry. Where'd he go? Probably because he's like 25%. They said, you know what? You don't get a show anymore. Where are we at? The Fantasy Live crew for the year is, I need a secretary, man. 28% the Fantasy Live crew in week 1, 35% last week. And we will see a lot more guys that they're talking about. Maybe somebody's been listening. So I've been pounding on that to the producers. Why do you waste so much time? You have an hour-long show. You talk about 30 people. And you talk about going to stand in line with my wife at the movie theater. And we went down to the beach, brah. How about tell me who you want to start and sit so I can tell you how wrong you are? Okay, that about wraps it up. Real quick check on the Oregon FUCKS. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not sure the cussing rules. I already got in trouble for showing red zone. Oh, yay, 42-0, and they're about to score again. 4th and goal on the 5. Watch them go for it. Oh, it's just painful. Go Beavs. A little nervous. 1 o'clock, so we got about an hour till kickoff, and I got to miss the second half. I'll be at work secretly watching on my phone. Don't tell Rose. I hope the GM's not. Erica, hope you're not watching. Because nobody's watching. I got one. Hey, how about a chat? Anybody? Who is it? I'm not expecting anyone to watch. I'm just making this my habit, and I'm working on my show. I'm going to look at these past streams when I'm big and look back and say, look how archaic that was. And look how, I'm not going to say unprofessional, but look how maybe bland, or I'm not going to say uninformed. Just look how different it looked. It's like when a stand-up comedian, they get booed off the stage for their first year. Then you go look at Jim Carrey's first 3 or 4 or 5 months of stand-up comedy, and you go, oh my goodness. And now he's all-timer. But everybody starts at the bottom. I'm clawing my way through all the muck. Overheard a friend, one of my, I thought was good friends, and told another of my friends, I think I told, said, oh, Richie trying that. He's a day late and $1 short. Everybody's doing that. Yeah. Well, that's why I got to crawl through the muck, get past everybody. I'm doing something different out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This is Uncle Richie, the Spirit of Sports, brought to you by Not Pods. I'm gonna shut it down for the day, but as I always say, first of all, love yourself. Go out there, try to be a better person. I am trying to love myself, trying to love others, forgive and forget. I got Emmy's friend, they have 3 kids, and every time I text if they want to hang out, they just don't even text back, and it's a pet peeve, and I bitch about it, and I need to get over that. And higher consciousness, it's a bitch. It's hard, but I really am. I'm trying when I'm trying, and when I'm not trying, I'm not trying, but oh well. But we should all just try, maybe if we tried just a little bit harder, make it a better life and a better world for everybody. We're all in this together. What a beautiful, beautiful world, no matter where you are. We're lucky to be here. Let's go out there. Let's be better. Let's have a great weekend. I hope your fantasy goes good. I hope your teams win, unless you're a maybe Cowboy fan or a Duck fan. I don't even hate the Cowboys that much. I don't know. Just sick of talking about them. That's why I don't. I hardly mention them because everybody else does. I'm going to latch onto a team and just mention them. I'm going to hate to see my prime minute is done. Just pump the brakes on any number one pick talk for now. And work on the line play. Work on, I don't know, work on your concept and your scheme. Where's the money this week? Before we go, 90% of the money on Dallas. I'm gonna look for anything funky there. 89% on KC, 87% on Seattle, 86% on Tennessee. Those are the 80% or more money on one side in Vegas. So keep an eye on those games for squirrely. Upon further review, Vegas says incomplete. We'll see. Hopefully we have something to talk about in Under the Hood. It's a theory. My two, what would you call, conspiracy shows. I got a couple. I don't think JFK was shot with a magic bullet. I'm not sure we all needed that jab with the metallic shit in it that we don't know what's going on exactly. Pretty sure we didn't have to wear a mask and stay inside for the flu. So I'm a little bit conspiracy theorist, and the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Are they going to leave it to chance? Are they in bed with the gambling? Are they? We'll see. Okay. Love yourself. Love everyone. Be good. Ahui ho.